Just like call the meeting to order. Could everyone stand to the pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Here. Mr. Day.
Here.
Mr. Gillingham. Here. Mr. Massa. Here. Ms. Richard. Here. Mrs. Dell.
Here.
Mr. Here. Our mission statement, we are a learning community providing students with a competitive advantage through career, technical education, and academic excellence. It's our reason for being here. Consent agenda, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Richard.
Aye.
Mr. Gillingham.
Aye.
Mr. Kieran.
Aye.
Mrs. Day.
Aye.
Mr. Massa. Aye. Mrs. Deli.
Aye.
Mr. Rizzi.
Aye. Do we have any public participation? Who would like to speak to the board? Okay. Hearing none. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting will be July 3rd at 4 p.m. It's going to be a work session here at the main campus. So it was at 12, we moved it to 4. So you can note that on your calendar. That'd be great. Then our next board meeting will be August 26th at 6 o'clock here. We're off in July. The next board meeting here will be August 26th at 6 p.m. main campus. Educational presentation.
None this month is going to be part of Mr. Hicks's principal's report. Unfortunately, Mr. Hicks has a medical emergency standing and had to leave at about 4 with the family. Okay. We do have information available, but I would like to present it at a different time.
Great. Approval of minutes. I have approval of minutes for the May 27th, 2025 board meeting, please.
Motion.
Thank you.
Everybody see second?
Oh, I did.
Oh, thank you. Any questions or comments on that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Massa. Aye. Mrs. Deli.
Aye.
Mr. Kieran. Aye. Mrs. Day.
Aye.
Mr. Gillingham.
Aye.
Ms. Richard.
Aye.
Mr. Rizzi.
Aye. Treasurer's items for information, Butts.
Thank you, Mr. President. Other items for information is the monthly projection for the month of May. One thing to note here, we still have over 17 million in the bank in investments for the Career Center. I'll have a better report next week as far as what our investments were for the work session. Any questions on that?
So what page is it? So 1602 is that what you're Number 5.
I'm not sure.
17 million.
Oh, you had Star Ohio and the investment, which is US Bank line item,
Okay.
which is retail.
Can you reconcile them or not?
Yeah. Total all funds for the fund in May was 18. Under trigger action items, under item A is a monthly financials, financial statement, and monthly expenditures. Under item B is the FY26 property and casualty insurance renewal. Item C is Suburban Health Consortium amendment. Under item D is the 007 fund investment interest, language regarding that. Item E is FY25 final transfers for June. Item F is FY 25 amended certificate of estimated resources, that's the final for the year. Item G is the final amended appropriations for FY 25. And item H is the permanent appropriations for next fiscal year, FY 26. I'm asking for approval of items A through H.
So a motion,
So moved. Second.
thank you. Any questions or comments on this?
And property casualty insurance renewal.
Yeah.
What difference was there? Renewal?
Well, we added, like a rental type agreement for the, South Campus, so that was an increase.
Oh, rental? Oh, yeah.
And, the other difference was, it's just increase in deductible, for this next year.
So we increased our deductible?
Yeah, so it looks like.
So the difference in, I don't think I'm going to so the difference is,
The difference in the price was $7,000 increase.
oh,
With the rental that we didn't have prior to.
Right.
yeah,
All right. Any other questions?
question about the consortium for insurance. Do you obviously have schools that want to come in that are not public schools?
For the consortium?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the point of the amendment. They're looking to add libraries to the consortium.
Okay.
And libraries, I can tell you right now, Rocky River has 35 employees. Rocky River Public Library. That's why some of the language references like 50 and under. They don't get a vote, they're just riding the coattails of the consortium insurance. The largest district that we have is Bright Brunswick, and they're under that 750 employee threshold. So there really isn't anyone over that at this time. I know a while back Moraine was looking to join and they would have, but they have since backed out.
Okay.
That's why they broke down those differences and thresholds.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Pritchard,
Aye.
Mrs. Deli,
Aye.
Mr. Karen,
Aye.
Mrs. Day,
Aye.
Mr. Gillingham,
Aye.
Mr. Mattson, Mr. Guzman.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Pritchard.
Treasurer's items for, our superintendent's items for information, Mr. Christopher.
The first one for information and review is textbooks. The first one is called Angry Men for English department. Obviously, a very classic. And then HVAC digital resources from the SCO. That is aligned with what our adult education program is doing currently. Teacher handbook, there are very, very few substantive changes, but our current association president, Laura Meach, is apparently going for her administrative degree. So I think one of her projects is going to be a complete overview and overhaul of the teacher handbook. Are you just not heard about that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That was one we talked about. I was looking at that.
She went to sorry.
She is. I think she is like, sorry. So nothing substantive, like for you, it's just boilerplate, assignments, whatever. Principal report is there. Basically, he highlights the years of service of a lot of different individuals. And mine's doing something with others years just that. So board docs will last weeks then. Awkward at best, if it loads, doesn't load, except for really about the same time. So it really does speak the longevity of a lot of people. You know, you've got 10 years there, and that's being obviously one of them that is there. Scroll down if you don't mind that. You've got 20 years of service with Dan Siakman, he's retiring, 25 years with Chef Tony, Sarah, and Jeff. And the most senior person who would not know it by looking at her is Sherry Roson. She's been here 40 years and she's going to continue employment here. And I would put her work ethic and enthusiasm up against anybody for 4 years. He then highlights points that are loading, but he then highlights the students that are competing at nationals. I do not know personally how the HOSA is overall. I know that the Skills USA students are down in Atlanta right now. And in just a couple of days, the educators rising students will be traveling. So they're going down to Orlando, Florida. And again, in administrative content, you'll see enrollment data trends that Ms. Pritchard requested, Mr. Hicks. I would prefer if you got to present that, so I might jump on the coattails of the July 3rd meeting, the work session, and let Jeff present that, especially since he did the work on it. Adult Ed technical, Adult Ed. Director's report is there. The main things he highlights is obviously some of the things he's learning out. They recognize the main thing we've been working on lately is the OPATA full-time academy conference going to be running. And then he did a longevity work for one of his people. And we did also include in that, well, first of all, thank you for everybody that did get to attend the adult education ceremony. I thought it was pretty incredible. And then let's go ahead and go to the 24-25 adult ed enrollment numbers. That was asked during the work session that we had with the meeting I had with the board president and vice president. So they included that number into the requested information from making that solution. There were 206 adult education students this year. Building grounds report is there. Emergency operations plan is there for review will be approved next month. Moving on to action items, the NeoNet DTS is there. Martin would appreciate it if you approve that time so you can get paid. We've been doing for about 10 years. District Technology Services through NeoNet, and the reason for that was so that we could maintain the training. I would say that when I was principal, some of our techs have not been formally trained techs and haven't done any professional development in quite some time. Martin is a NeoNet employee, but he obviously needs branded and wears our stuff. He's an example. But he goes for training and make sure that he understands the NeoNet way. They did all of his onboarding, those kind of things. We somehow missed the 24-25 contract being approved, so I'm asking for approval for that. But then we have also now uploaded next year's contract as well. So it's for two full-time individuals, plus there's some support money there as well. The best part about it truly is if we have a really bad one, let's say we got hit with something ugly, Martin and his coworker would be on the phone with NeoNet. We would have Eric Spencer here, we would have Cody. I mean, all of them would just come. So it's basically like we got a NeoNet on if we need. The South Campus lease agreement is up for review. It's exactly what we expected for the third year. Out-of-state professional development. This is for Adam Rick. At probably March of last year, we got this glue system. We've included the link, but it's really cool. It used to be an old fender bender that calls you all kinds of extra work and everything. It is a gluing system where we put glue sticks in and do a series of pulls, and it saves 70% of the time from it. It's really cool. We got to see the demonstration when they came down here, but he would like to go to the national training for that. Board policies are there. It is not that Chris dropped the ball on this. The state literally said last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, you need to have this policy and it needs to take effect July 1. So the BFF policy is basically you waiving the first reading and just going straight to the approval. And then the IGBLA would be approved in that. And it's just boilerplate language that they expected us to pass in about 3 minutes. But all that handbooks are all there, job descriptions for 2 individuals in Aaron's office. Plus, we have already approved the Director of Nursing's job description, but when the MARB got a hold of it, the State Board of Nursing got a hold of it, they wanted just a couple of lines to put in there. Textbooks and resources are there for approval. There were 5 courses of study. Personnel is kind of a big one. Most of you know Mike Juszczyk. He is a power equipment instructor. He has turned in his letter of resignation for the purpose of retirement effective February 25th, 2026. We would probably post for his position sometime in November to get that person approved at the November Board of Education meeting. They would start employment in January, so they have 2 months to work with Mike and finish that class. It's the current plan. We've got an English teacher. We were fortunate to find a precision machine instructor. That's what it's called now. It's going to become an advanced technology program. And then we just finished the interviews and everything for Megan Pacifico. Just accepted the job of science position yesterday. When we put out the big spreadsheet and put Nikki Baroka, and I said, well, I'm sure by Nikki, Mr. Stack, we didn't perfect oversight. We had 11, she was actually 12. There's a proposal to move the part-time clinic aide to full-time. The nurse has got the description down at the bottom, and I'm happy to talk about that if you want. The 3 part-timers that we have for custodial, this is what we've done ever since I've been here, that the part-timers are the full-time during the summer, minus Wesley, he's not able to work more than 29 hours a week. And then we've got the final science degrees, and then we've done it. So, and then there's 3 donations. There's the Ford scale, some electricity textbooks, and then some shampoo and hygiene products from Amy Wonder. I think she's done that every year for the past 3 or 4 years, but from the next. So for A through L and Park area, I would accept.
I have a motion for approval A through L. Thank you, Jim. Any questions or comments?
The young man who works with Mike Decker now, that here's the other for that.
He is absolutely a candidate for that position. He's talking about Zach Torres. I can't say he is, but I can't say he's the heir apparent. He's done a lot of things. He did exactly what Nathan Whitney did. Nathan Whitney threw the dice and became made for diesel technology when he got the position. Zach Torres did the same thing. He gave up a full-time position to come in and aid with the hopes of getting the position. He has done nothing to lose the position, but I can think of one young lady in particular right now. She threw her hat and we have to talk to her. So there's nothing being guaranteed or promised, but is there there? There's a strong candidate in the fight, which if we're not preparing for those retirement resignations, we're not going to do the job. So you at least have to have a plan. Zach's have to do that. And he is a graduate of that. But it's not in plans. Yeah, I think it's like
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Roll call.
Mr. Gillingham.
Aye.
Mr. Grant.
Aye.
Mrs. Day.
Aye.
Mr. Mattson. Aye. Mr. Pritchard.
Aye.
Mrs. Elliott.
Aye.
Mr. Russo.
Aye. Board member comments? Yes.
It's my concept, the adult education program, graduation, it's amazing, those who work there, they combine the beginning ceremony, benefit of normal adult ed. And they think it's class act, it's really meaningful, and I knew one young lady who was part of that program. And I didn't know she was in that program until she came up, she gave me a hug on the stage. And that would change her life, what she did. In your high school diploma and taking the bottom program, that would change her life. Thank you. Great.
And I did convey your message to the adult ed and all of the responded.
Great. Thank you.
Another nice thing about the adult ed, I had was the 7 high school graduates that were there. Very good. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Not with them, you take a golf to persevere through all that, and that's saying something about it.
Great. The other board member comments? Hearing none. Executive session. We go in executive session for the purpose of compensation.
With the action to follow.
And there will be action to follow. Okay. We will follow after. Do I have a motion on executive session? Motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Mattson. Mr. Garrett.
Aye.
Mrs. Day.
Aye.
Mr. Gillingham. Mrs. Pritchard.
Aye.
Mrs. Deli.
Aye.
Mr. Gibson.
Aye.
We will pass these.